Do you find yourself charging less than what you're actually worth? Or do you feel that you simply can't charge more for the service that you offer, and you feel maybe even uncomfortable to ask potential clients for the money, and that's why you're actually keeping your fees relatively low so they can actually afford it? Now, how would you like to finally charge what you're actually really worth and actually feel good about that? Feel great about that? Hi, I'm Kay Sanders, your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion into a successful and thriving business. In today's Daily Insights, I would like to talk to you about how you can really charge what you are truly worth. I'm also going to go over why so many entrepreneurs don't charge enough for their services, and I also will give you 4 tips on how you can change that. So let's start out, why do so many not charge what they're really worth? I mean, oftentimes, entrepreneurs, we feel we don't deserve, especially in the beginning stages. I remember when I first started out, I did not feel deserving. I didn't think I was good enough. Or oftentimes, people think, entrepreneurs think that they don't think people would actually pay them, or they think they can get paid for something that they actually love doing, or that they have to work really, really hard. And especially for something that they love doing, that they don't think that they can actually get paid really good for those type of things because, hey, I feel great about doing those things, right? They oftentimes really keep the price low because they think this will actually help them get more clients. And they might even also have a limiting relationship with money. Like if you've ever heard of, having a limiting money story or the money blueprint, that's really how you feel about money. And it's really limiting beliefs about money. From feeling sleazy when asking for the money. So these are a lot of the things that holds a lot of entrepreneurs back from actually charging what they're worth. But the ugly truth is, it's all a mindset problem. It's the fears, worries, doubt, limiting beliefs. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with your service, with your ability, with the industry you're in. It really has something to do with fears, the fears of not getting no clients, fears of not being deserving, or, coming across as sleazy, or worries that you might not be able to be good enough or deliver on the amount that you're charging. And, even doubt, self-doubt that you're not good enough, or even a lot of limiting beliefs that, if it comes around money, a lot of people have limiting beliefs around money, like making money is hard, money doesn't grow on trees, and all of those things, but it's all just a mindset thing. And the good news is it can be changed and improved. So that's what I would like to talk to you about today, because not asking a whole lot for your services, for the things that you're doing, is actually not serving you or your clients, because clients won't really value you as much. I mean, they might even view you as a beginner and definitely not as an expert. Especially if you're in the coaching industry, in the consulting industry, where usually other coaches, they do charge top prices. If you are not charging high prices, or at least, industry standards, people will see you less as an expert. And, the lower your fees are, they see you more as a beginner, someone that's really not all that great. And it's really all about the perception, unfortunately. And, they also question your worth. When you actually charge what you're truly worth, and also you deserve to make really good money with the things that you love to do. But if you don't charge enough, if you don't charge what you're truly worth, and if you, lower your prices, you actually attract the wrong clients. So if you charge what you're worth, if you higher your prices, if you raise your price, you attract better clients. You will be able to bring greater results because your clients are actually in it to win it, because they have more skin in the game. Now, I would like to share a quick story with you. When I first started out, my fees are very low. So there was one particular client. I only charged him $50 an hour. And yes, don't beat me up over this. This was one of my very first clients. And I had started with him and I kept this price. So don't beat me up over it. I know it was definitely low. But he was only paying $50 per session. So we really went in circles. He didn't do the work. He put very, very little effort into it. He resisted the process. Everything that we were doing, he resisted. He had all kind of excuses why he couldn't do this, why he didn't do this. And then I ended up feeling horrible. I questioned myself. I'm like, am I really good enough? I questioned my abilities. But then when I worked with other clients who actually paid a whole lot more than just $50 an hour, guess what happened? They actually got results. They got a whole lot more results than this one client that I had. Now, I really realized that this client wasn't committed. And when I tried to raise the price, of course, he was not willing to do that. So we ended the relationship. But, the moral of the story is really, if you don't charge enough, people won't value you as much. But someone that does pay a higher fee, they do the work because they have more skin in the game. They do the work, they get the breakthroughs that you can help them achieve. So if you don't work with clients, if you don't charge enough, you will really feel lousy. But if you work with someone that really has skin in the game, that actually does the work, guess what? You're going to feel so much better about yourself. And especially, in the beginning stages, if you have a lot of clients that don't do the work, you're going to be questioning yourself a whole lot. So really, the moral of the story is you have to charge higher prices, because otherwise you're doing yourself a huge disservice, and most of all your clients, because your clients are paying you for help. They're coming to you for whatever reason. They want a transformation. And if they only pay very little, then of course it's not painful enough to make that investment, and they might not do the work. So you really want to raise your price. So let's talk about it. I want to give you 4 tips that can help you really change things around so you can charge what you're worth, and also, most of all, feel really good about it. Feel okay about it. And actually better, feel really great about it, okay? Because I want you to make a whole lot more money that you have been making. I want you to make what you deserve, what you're really worth. So the first tip is for right now, tune into what you're asking right now. So if you are, let's say, a coach, a consultant, and you're charging, let's say, $250 per month, tune into that amount and see how that feels like. What does it feel like? And make note of whatever thoughts, whatever feelings come up. You might have feelings like, it feels good, but you know what? I could make a whole lot more. Or, do you feel that you're putting a lot of time into it, but you're not getting a whole lot in return? So really think about what comes up when you tune into the amount that you're charging right now. Then you want to raise that price by a $100 increment, or whatever is appropriate for your industry. If you are, just making, per session, let's say $60, you're going to see if you can raise it, make it matching your industry, appropriate to your industry. And keep raising that until you get that feeling that it's a little uncomfortable. So for example, if you're right now at $250 per client per month, keep raising it to $350, $450. $550, and let's say you're reaching, let's say, $450 or $500, $497. Let's make it a nice number, $497. And for each increment, for each increase, tune into that number and see how that feels. Make note of everything that comes up, any feelings, any thoughts, anything that comes up. And you want to then stop at the amount that feels slightly uncomfortable. Not really great, just slightly uncomfortable. Okay, you want to stretch yourself, because if right now you're charging $250 and then at $300 you're feeling really good, or maybe a slight uncomfortable, keep raising it a little bit more. Okay, so you want to feel a little uncomfortable, not extremely uncomfortable, but a little uncomfortable. Now, the second tip is, whatever feelings have come up for each amount, ask yourself, where does this really come from? Is this really true? What are you resisting? And how can you see this differently? Now, you might also want to do some EFT tapping on each of the amounts. What you can do is you can either, if you know about EFT, you can do the entire sequence. If you've never done EFT, I would like to invite you to check out my other YouTube videos about EFT so you can kind of learn what it is. But one thing that you can do is, just to make it very simple, if you tap right here at the collarbone, just for each amount, you tune into, you feel that amount, you feel the emotion that come up, and you just keep tapping and say, it is safe to make money. It is safe to be wealthy. Making money is easy. Making money is safe. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to make money. And just keep tapping on that. Keep repeating these phrases. Just keep tapping until you feel good about that amount, okay? So just keep doing this for each amount, whatever comes up. Now, tip number 3, practice in front of the mirror and asking for the amount. So you go in front of the mirror and you pretend you are talking to a potential client, and you're asking that amount, saying, okay, my coaching fee is $497 a month. Would you like to get started with me? Just really short. But whatever your approach is, whatever your script is for, inspiring people to take that next step with you, practice that in front of the mirror with that new amount. Also, imagine having that conversation with those potential clients, asking them for that higher amount, and envision them that they're saying, yes, I'm ready. I want to get started. Okay. The more you can do that in your visualizing or doing it in front of your mirror, it's like your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real and what's not. It just knows it's a repetition. So the more you can practice asking for that higher amount, when you actually then talk to someone, your potential client, it feels natural because you've practiced it so many times, okay? Now, you might also want to, whenever you feel comfortable about, doing it in front of the mirror and, visualize it a couple of times, you can even practice with a friend or a colleague just to get used to asking for that amount confidently. That's the big key here. You want to ask that amount confidently. If you are rushing through, or if you're feeling very uncomfortable about saying, yeah, my fees is $497 or $1,000 or whatever you charge, if you don't feel comfortable about it, if you don't feel confident, it will show up, and automatically the people that you're talking to are going to say no. So practice it until you feel really good about it. Keep tapping on that. Keep repeating those words that I mentioned, those phrases, and keep tapping on it, okay? And then when you feel ready, go out there, go out in the real world and ask potential clients, for what you truly are worth, to really get paid what you truly deserve, okay? Now, tip number 4, whenever you feel uncomfortable, tap on it. You can also, if EFT is not a thing for you, and I know for me, when I first started, it was not so my thing, but what you can also do is write about it. Write out whatever comes up. Journal. That's a great thing, to just let it all out. But then whenever you let it out, you decide to let it go. Also, you might want to look at it like, what is the higher truth here? When you realize what the higher truth is, you will realize that it's just your ego trying to keep you safe. And making the choice, you then want to make that choice to acknowledge what your ego is trying to tell you, that you're charging too much, you can't charge that much, but then decide to ignore it. Say, yes, I hear you, but I ignore it. Think of it like when your kids talk to you, or your husband or your spouse, they're trying to tell you something like, yeah, honey, okay, I got it. But in your mind, like, nah, whatever, right? So do that with your ego mind, because your ego is just trying to keep you safe, just trying to tell you you're charging too much because it's trying to keep you safe. But guess what? It's lying to you. Ignore it, okay? And so these are the 4 tips that you can really do to help you feel more comfortable about raising your price. And don't feel bad to charge more. You deserve it. Just because you love what you do, or maybe that you're just, you don't have a whole lot of experience yet, maybe you're just still in the beginning stages of your business, it does not mean that you have to charge peanuts. Okay, you are an expert already. You have overcome stuff. You have, experience. It may be not paid experience, but I'm pretty sure whatever you're doing right now in your business, I'm pretty sure you've done that plenty of times in your past, right? So just think about that. You deserve to be compensated for your time and for your effort and for your knowledge. Okay, so charge what you are worth and don't feel bad about it. You are doing yourself and your clients a huge, huge disservice if you charge peanuts. Okay, and who likes peanuts? Maybe peanuts. I like the bigger nuts, right? We like the big kahunas, right, in prices. So we want to make good income with our own business, because our business will support us to make a bigger difference. And I also did a video about asking for the money, not feeling good about the money. So you might want to check that out as well. But you deserve to charge what you're worth, and really tap on that. Let go of any limiting beliefs that are holding you back, that are keeping you stuck in charging peanuts. Okay, you deserve those big kahunas too. Okay, So I hope this was helpful. If it was, hit that like button, leave me a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this. Maybe out of some insights that you've gained, maybe when you were doing, if you tried the tapping, let me know how you feel about this. I would like to, have a communication with you, or just, give you some additional advice if you have any questions. Now also, share it with your friends if you found this valuable, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get notified about the other videos coming up. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm super grateful that you're here with me, and I will see you next time in the next Daily Insight. I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day.